Third, a network of urban Dharma centers. To meet modern needs, Zhongtai has established more than 100 branches worldwide. Accessible space for meditation, Dharma talks, and quiet reflection in city life. We also offer online meditation classes, live streams of selective ceremonies, and digital Dharma materials. Continuing the Chan spirit of sharing the Dharma through whatever means people today can receive it. At the heart of our work at Zhongtai is the understanding that tradition and transformation go hand in hand. Like the Chan master of old, we must speak to our time with sincerity, creativity, and faith in the Dharma's power. Zhongtai Chan Monastery is a living continuation of Chan Buddhism, rooted in tradition, yet reaching into today's global, digital, and diverse world. As we further delve into the discussion of how language, culture, and AI influence our sharing of the Dharma, we are left to ponder: what form can we use to carry the formless? What new fingers will point to the same moon? In this spirit, the teachings of Chan are not just studied, they are lived and transmitted one generation at a time through the living presence of what we call in Zhongtai the Chan mind bodhisattvas, archetypes embodying the awakened mind in everyday life. As we try to live and transmit Dharma in the modern world, we do encounter challenges and must reflect on future directions. One example is our Texas Meditation Center, where we face the challenges introducing the Sutra of 42 chapters, highlighting the need to adapt how we present the teachings in different cultural contexts. The sutra begins with a description of monastics attaining realization. For many English-speaking practitioners unfamiliar with Buddhist tradition, this immediately creates the impression that the teachings are meant for monks only and are irrelevant to lay people. As a result, the practical level value of the Dharma in everyday life may be overlooked, and the teaching may feel distant and inaccessible. To bridge this gap, it is often helpful to begin Dharma talks by addressing common attachments and afflictions found in lay people's life, showing how reducing desire can lead to greater inner freedom. From this starting point, we can gradually guide students towards deeper teachings on transcendence and liberation. Depending on the audience's familiarity with Buddhist principles, the sequence of the 5 methods of patriarchs, a classical pedagogical framework widely used in our tradition, have to be modified. For example, instead of starting by explaining doctrinal teachings, first, we begin with relatable examples from daily life. In this way, we help students recognize the relevance of the teachings, making them more receptible to the doctrinal content that follows. In this sense, flexibility in teaching methods is also essential. Another common challenge we have encountered as we share the Dharma in the West is that many Western students have a limited understanding of the various levels of liberation as described in Buddhist teachings, and familiarized by Asian Buddhists through cultural influences. This conceptual gap can further hinder their ability to resonate with or fully grasp the deeper aims of the Dharma. That is to say, in cross-cultural Dharma transmission, we are not just translating words, we are translating values, emotions, expectations, and in fact, entire worldviews. One other example is our center in Italy. Over the past 2 decades, the Dharma has quickly and steadily gained a foothold in various parts of the country. Meditation centers and Buddhist study groups, some inspired by different traditions, have emerged in cities like Milan, Rome, and Florence. Many local practitioners express a deep appreciation for ethical clarity and meditative depth found in the Buddhist teachings. However, a major barrier remains. That is the limited Italian proficiency among many visiting and resident monks and monastics. At the recent seminar held at our center in Rome, for example, a group of visitors listened attentively to a Dharma talk delivered in Chinese and English, with only minimal interpretation available in their local language, Italian. Despite their sincere interest, many key concepts did not come across clearly to those new to Buddhism. This was especially evident with certain religious terms, such as the role of a deity, the purpose of spiritual practice, and the impact of inner cultivation on daily life, were only interpreted in English through the lens of Western religious frameworks. So without enough explanation in their native tongue, this subtle yet significant distinctions risk causing more confusion than clarity. This challenge exists within our Sangha as well. While tradition is rightly valued, monastics must learn to distinguish the unchanging essence from evolving expression. As Buddhism once adapted from India to different parts of the world, we must now ask, how do we express the Dharma in today's language, platforms, and rhythms? Sustaining the Dharma today means more than preserving temples or texts. It requires presence, relevance, and resonance. This calls for new skills like media literacy and cultural translation. The core teachings remain timeless. What changed is how we bring them to life. One exciting development at Zhongtai is our involvement in the Mitra project, led by UC Berkeley's Computer Science Department. When users AI to assist in the translation of classical Buddhist texts across languages like Sanskrit, Pali, Chinese English, and Tibetan. This is not about replacing translators. It is about empowering them. By utilizing advanced support tools, we can ensure that the vast reservoir of teachings becomes more accessible to future generations and encourage richer exchange across different traditions. We also use AI-powered media to reach younger generations through podcasts, subtitled talks, social media clips, and apps. When used wisely, a short, well-crafted video can powerfully convey the essence of inner peace to those new to Buddhism. But technology alone is not enough. What is important is the spirit of collaboration, especially across traditions and geographies. As a Mahayana monastery rooted in the Tang lineage, we have long admired the clarity and discipline found in Theravadan monastic systems, especially the structures and training programs that we have found at MCU. We believe there's much to learn from each other, not to erase differences, but to enrich understanding. South-North partnerships, like translating our Grandmaster Dharma words into Thai, inter-monastic dialogue, or shared retreats, allow us to learn from one another and keep the Dharma alive across cultures and contexts. True collaboration thrives on humility, openness, and the recognition that we are part of the shared Dharma ecosystem. By weaving together deep lineage with digital innovation, monastic clarity with lay participation, and Eastern wisdom with Western perspectives, we cultivate a future rich in possibilities, one that can bridge timeless teachings with modern needs. So we keep asking, how do we translate not just words, but experience as well? How can AI deepen, not just digitize the Dharma? How do we collaborate, not just to grow institutions, but to awaken hearts as well? If we approach these questions with genuine intention, the Dharma, ancient and enduring for 2,500 years, will continue to illuminate our modern AI-powered interconnected world. Whether found in a scroll, a sutra, or a smartphone, its essence remains the same. The Dharma inspires us to awaken insight, compassion, and liberation. Let me now conclude with some recapitulations as well reflections on how to carry the Dharma forward. First, adapting the Dharma today requires applying teachings with contextual sensitivity, known as 随方毗尼 in Chinese, that is skillfully tailoring the teachings to local conditions. Buddhism in pre-modern China, despite obstacles like low literacy and political constraints, showcased remarkable creativity in its approach. It reworked texts, developed koans, and recorded sayings of masters, reshaped rituals, and constructed monasteries. These efforts were not compromises, but rather thoughtful, compassionate responses to the needs of the time. Additionally, Zhongtai Tang Monastery continues the Tang tradition's innovative approach to evolving circumstances. Under the guidance of Grandmaster Weijie, it provides a comprehensive path that combines sutra study, meritorious deeds, and meditation, making these teachings accessible to everyone. Through well-structured instruction, dedicated monastic education, and digital outreach via urban centers, the Dharma is presented with both clarity and depth to resonate with the modern world. Also, mindful collaboration allows the Dharma to flourish in new contexts. Zhongtai exemplifies this through global initiatives and innovative approaches such as the Mitra Project, which leverages AI to facilitate translation across various Buddhist languages. We also employ AI to develop engaging videos, podcasts, and talks aimed at connecting with younger, tech-savvy audiences, not as mere novelties, but as meaningful tools to guide them towards timeless teachings. Let me end this talk by sharing a story, not about a singular moment, but about two seemingly distant worlds quietly converging. In a serene monastery library in central Taiwan, a scroll rests upon a wooden shelf. Its ink, slightly faded with time, continues to carry teachings that inspire wisdom and compassion. Nearby, a monastic sweeps the stone corridor with care, each movement an embodiment of mindfulness, turning the mundane into sacred practice. This is tradition in its purest form, unhurried, attentive, and deeply rooted in the essence of Dharma. Meanwhile, across the globe, in busy Rome, a college student scrolls through her phone during a brief pause between classes. She clicks on a short video, thoughtfully crafted, subtitled for accessibility, and spoken for warmth. It speaks directly to her, urging her to release burdens and embrace peace amidst the chaos of life. He pauses, watches again, and feels something shifted within. In this fleeting digital interaction, the ancient wisdom of Dharma finds her, not through ritual, but through resonance, a spark of clarity in the noise of the modern world. Two settings, two mediums, one Dharma, the essence of Buddha's wisdom. At Zhongtai, we understand that this is not merely a coincidence. It reflects the unfolding of the same path, expressed in diverse forms. The Dharma is not confined to ink or stone. It thrives in the questions we pose, the ways we serve, the platforms we utilize, and the hearts we touch. It resides equally in the quietude of a meditation hall and in the spark of insight ignited by a smartphone screen. This is why we dedicate ourselves to constructing monastery and establishing branch centers, while simultaneously embracing podcasts, digital learning, and AI-powered translation tools. It is why we honor the wisdom of the Tang patriarchs while fostering collaborations across traditions and continents. It is also why we sweep flows with mindfulness and engage with global audiences. Each effort driven by the shared purpose of bringing the teachings to life. As the Tang saying reminds us, the finger pointing at the moon is not the moon itself. Yet, a well-pointed finger can guide someone to discover the vast expanse of the sky. Let us continue to guide, not merely through tradition, but with innovations as well. Not just with words, but through genuine presence. Working together with sincerity and wisdom in the Dharma. The Dharma born over 2,500 years ago will not only persist, it will illuminate new hearts across this interconnected world. Once again, I would like to express my gratitude to the conference organizer for creating a platform where voices from various Buddhist traditions can come together to reflect and learn. The theme, language, cultures, and AI for sustainable development is both very relevant and very significant for this modern world. It challenges all of us to consider how can the Dharma engage with the world as it is today and guide it toward a better future. To all Dharma teachers, students, translators, developers, and seekers, thank you for your dedication. Your presence and efforts help keep the Dharma alive, not just remembered, but lived and carried forward. With this reflection, I would like to dedicate the merits and blessings of this sharing by offering the following prayers. In the spirit of the Dharma, as long as they are beings seeking truth, may the work of the Buddha flourish without end. May we walk this path together with unwavering wisdom, boundless compassion, and with the shared vow to benefit all sentient beings. Thank you for your attention. Of the Buddha flourish without end.
Sadhu. On behalf of the organizing committee of the third ICLC 2025 online conference, we have Most Venerable Professor Dr. On behalf of the Most Venerable Professor Dr. Pra Prom Vachara Thirajan, Rector of MCU, Most Venerable Pra Panya Vachara Bandit, Vice Rector for Academic Affairs, Associate Professor Dr. Praku Pariyaratana Kun Bandit, Director of Language Institute. I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely appreciate and thanks Most Venerable Master Chen Ying Abbot of Wat Chung Tai Chan Monastery from Taiwan for being here today.
Thank you.
Very honorable for us to invite you to deliver the speech here. Next, we will move on to another session. Will be the invited speakers session.
Have anyone have question, have any comment
So,
for the Venerable presentation?
Venerable Director, do you want to? Okay, sir. So we will open up for a Q&A session if anyone has questions. If any of the participants in this room have any questions regarding to Most Venerable's talk, you can please raise your hands and do the Q&A sessions for a while before we move on to the invited speakers sessions. So today, the Most Venerable Master Chen Ying Abbot of Wat Chung Tai San Monastery has delivered his speech on application of languages and culture in the propagation of Buddhism, a case study of Chung Tai Shan Monastery. So if there is any questions regarding to his talk, please please raise a hand on Zoom. You can ask. If not, I will be moving on to another session.
Thank you again for inviting me to attend this conference, and it is very honored to share some of our experience and examples from our monastery. So I hope everyone well, and may Buddha bless everyone. Thank you.
Sadhu. Thank you very much.
Hello,
Venerable
I want
Master
your
Chuen
question.
Ying.
Hello.
And I think we shall move on to another session. So another session will be the sessions for invited speakers,
Ah,
right? Invited speakers. So first of all, may I kindly invite Most Venerable Associate Professor Dr. Prapanya Vacharabandit, Vice Rector for Academic Affairs, to deliver his speech on the role of language in Buddhist communication and dissemination of Buddhism. Most Venerable Sir, you.
Recording stopped.
Okay, do you hear me? Okay, thank you so much, Venerable พระครูปริยัติรัตนคุณบัณฑิต and Director of Language Institute of MCU. Actually, today I must speak to deliver two topics. One topic on behalf of the Venerable Director on languages, culture, and artificial intelligence for sustainability. And another topic, role of language in Buddhist communication and dissemination. Okay, so let me combine together at the same topic. So at first, let me talk about in general, languages, culture, and artificial intelligence. Right. As you know, language, culture, and technology are interconnected, deeply intertwined. Yes, AI system now in the world today, we live in the digital world, digital era. AI system increasingly mediate communication and information. Right. So understanding this intersection or interconnection is very crucial for global society. As said by Rita Mae Brown, she said that language is the roadmap of a culture. Language is the roadmap of a culture. It tells you where its people come from and where they are going. This saying show that language is very important because it's not only telling the roadmap of a culture, but also telling you where your people come from and where your people are going, according to Rita Mera. Thank you so much. Theoretical foundation. Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. He said, language influences thought and perception. Language influences thought and perception. When you think about something or when you perceive, especially perceive external world, like in Buddhism, we perceive through our eye, our ear, our nose, our tongue, our body, and our mind. Language play very important role in our thought and perception. So and also cultural transmission, right? Language is the primary vehicle for passing down tradition, value, and heritage, as said by one of Emperor of Roman Empire, Holy Roman Empire, Charlemagne, right? To have another language is to possess a second soul. To have another language is to possess a second soul. So we can see in our Buddhism, right? We know what the Buddha taught. We know what the Buddha said in the Tipitaka. We know through language. That is Pali language and Sanskrit language. Yeah. So at Ludwig Wittgenstein, philosopher of language, Ludwig Wittgenstein, the limit of my language mean the limit of my world. The limits of my language mean the limits of my world, said by Ludwig Wittgenstein, the famous philosopher, Western philosopher of language. So because of language, we can hand down, we can pass down our tradition, our values, and our worldview to the next generation to next generation, because we have language. So this is the role of language in terms of cultural transmission. Not only the influence on our thinking, our perception. This is the influence on individual, but also influence on cultural transmission, right? This is the picture of Ludwig Wittgenstein. He is the student of one great famous philosopher of United Kingdom, Bertrand Russell, I think you know. Language as cultural identity. Language reflects and shapes individual and collective identity. We use the language play the role not only in our thought, our perception, our thinking, and passing down the tradition, value, and heritage, national heritage, but also language shape individual and collective identity. We are created, we are shaped by language. We not only use the language, not only use language for our thinking and perception and passing down our tradition, but also we are shaped by language. Dialects or local language, accents, and word choices signal belonging and heritage. The local language you speak, the way you accent, the way you use the word imply your belonging, and your heritage. So people can observe your belonging. People can observe your belonging and your heritage from the language you speak, from the way you act, you pronounce your accent. So this is the reason why we say we are shaped, we are created by the language we use. And I said already, Charlemagne, one of the emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, he said, to have another language is to possess a second soul. Okay, this is his picture. Charlemagne. Okay, language and communication and connection. Effective communication bridges cultural divides and foster understanding. If we can communicate effectively by using language, our communication can bridge, can connect, can bridge cultural divide and foster understanding each other among the people with different background. So we can say language is like a mediator to bridge between among the people who come from the different culture, different background. Language is more than words. Language is more than words. It is tradition, history, and community. And you can say you can see in Buddhism, Pali language, not only the Buddha word, but it is ancient Indian tradition. It is ancient Indian history. So we can, when we study Pali language, we know many aspect of Indian ancient society. Not only the Buddha teaching, the Buddha teaching, the Buddha Dhamma. So as said by Nelson Mandela, if you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. For example, if you speak English to me, you speak English to me. Okay, I understand. What I may understand what you say in my head, but not in my heart. If you speak to me in my language, for example, Thai language, your language goes to my heart. It is said by Nelson Mandela, very important. Okay, this is his picture. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, it's got to his heart. Okay, language change and cultural evolution. Language change and cultural evolution. Languages evolve with cultural shifts, technological advances, and globalization. Language not stable, not fixed on time. For example, you can see from in your language, my language, Thai language. The Thai language in the Sukhothai period, the Thai language in Ayutthaya period, Ratanakosin. Even they are the same language, same Thai language, but evolve and develop from time to time, from generation to generation. So language subject to นะ subject to the law of according to Buddhism right the three characteristic นะติลักษณะอนิจจังimpermanent ทุกขะ suffering and anatta not self no self language same language change on time change when the cultural change when the cultural change language change because actually language is one kind of culture the word culture cover many things including language so when culture change language and culture go together language laws threaten cultural heritage and diversity when language loss language disappear like a minor language many minor language in our society like in Thai society some minor language loss or disappear this situation threaten cultural heritage and diversity because language not only the word but also human culture right human culture human tradition human value when language disappear the culture the tradition the value disappear also so as said by Samuel Johnson language are the pedigree of nation language are the pedigree of nation okay the power of bilingualism bilinguals are the idea about two language people can speak at least two language bilingualism open door to new opportunities relationship and ideas it foster empathy and adaptability in globalized world as said by Frank Smith one language set you in a corridor for life two languages open every door along the way if you can speak more than one language you take advantage other people because nowadays we live in the 21st century we live in the digital world digital era so it is very important if we can speak more than one language if people can speak only their own language like Thai people can speak only Thai language not enough they should speak more than one language at least like English something like that so this is the purpose of Language Institute of MCU why the MCU is still established because we would like our student can speak more than one language like English very important okay just a moment language thought and perception I talked already about it a little bit language shape how we categorize and interpret experiences okay when we experience the external world through our ear our eye our tongue our nose our body and our mind the language we use shape how we interpret experiences how we categorize experiences. We interpret our experiences, especially external experiences, on time, but we may know or not know. We interpret, for example, when someone said to you, when you hear people talk to you, you hear through your eye, through your ear, right? You interpret what he mean. What he mean, why he said like this, what he mean. You interpret your ear experiences. So through your language play a very important role in your experience interpretation. Different language highlight different aspect of reality. Like Geoffrey Williams said, you can never understand one language until you understand at least two languages. You can never understand one language until you understand at least two languages. For example, you can understand Pali language if you don't know Thai language, if you don't know English language. You can understand Pali language. You choose understand another language like your own language, your mother tongue, right? Your native language. So from his idea, Geoffrey Williams, one language is not enough. One language is not enough. At least we should speak or know two languages. Okay. AI revolution in language learning. Now we live in AI era. Artificial intelligence. AI can do many things. AI can replace, can do on behalf of modern, on behalf of human. For example, AI can teach you a language. AI can summarize the big data. AI can make the information, right? Summarize data and information for you. AI is revolutionizing language education by making it more personalized, interactive, and accessible than ever before. Modern AI-powered tools adapt to individual learning style and provide real-time feedback. You can see in the social media, right? Like a Facebook. From speech recognition to intelligent tutoring system, AI enhances every aspect of language acquisition. As said by Satya Nadella, CEO of a big company, right? Big tech company. As you know. The greatest promise of AI is not about replacing humans, but about enhancing human potential. So AI broaden human potentiality. AI is, according to Satya Nadella, AI is just our servant, not our master, not our boss, but our servant. We create AI not to replace human, but to enhance human potential. Personalized learning paths. AI analyzes individual strengths, weaknesses, and learning preferences to create customized curricula. Adaptive learning technology adjusts difficulty and content in real time based on student progress. Learner progress at their own pace, avoiding frustration while maximizing efficiency. Yeah, we can AI can personalize like a English learning, like a any language, and even Pali learning, Pali language, Sanskrit learning. Now at MCU, the Institute of Tipitaka Study, Institute of MCU, we use AI model, right? AI like the cross AI, the ChatGPT AI, and other. We use this AI to change Pali script or Pali letter from Thai letter, from Thai script into Roman script. We change the MCU Pali Tipitaka from Thai letter, from Thai alphabet to Roman alphabet. Now we use AI to help us. Okay. Very useful, very important. Okay, the future of language and AI. Venerable Ashila, please remind me when the time.
Yes, Venerable.
AI, future of language and AI. AI will continue to enhance human communication, break language barrier, support language preservation and learning. Human creativity and cultural understanding remain essential. Like as George Russell said, as we build AI system, we are building our future. Let's make it one we want to live in. Very important. We accept or not accept in now and in the future. AI play very important role, very influential on our life. Okay, conclusion for this topic. I have two topic, right? One topic as address as opening session, opening ceremony, and another topic, the role of language in Buddhist communication and dissemination. AI and language. Let me conclude that AI and language are shaping new era of communication, learning, and cultural preservation. Balancing technology with human values ensure a future where language diversity thrive. Okay, as said by a professor of Stanford University, Fei Li. She said, artificial intelligence AI is not a substitute for human intelligence. It is a tool to amplify human creativity and ingenuity. Okay. Now let me say a little bit about the next topic, but related each other. The role of language in Buddhist communication and dissemination. Language is central to the spread and understand understanding of Buddhism. The Buddha emphasized clarity, truthfulness, and compassion in speech. Okay, we can say that with our language like a Pali language or even Sanskrit language, we cannot know what is Buddhism, what the Buddha taught, what are the Buddha teaching. Nowadays we can know the Buddha teaching. We know from the language that is a Pali language, because Buddhism from India to Thailand more than 2,500 years, handed down to generation, from generation to generation until today. We we preserve, we hand down, we pass down the Buddha teaching through the Pali language, especially in Theravada Buddhism. Okay, the Buddha use of language he spoke in clear, gentle, and accessible terms. He adapted speech to the listener background and needs. He used story, analogies, and direct teaching. And he said in Dhammapada verse number 133, speak only the speech that neither torments self nor does harm to others. That speech is truly well spoken. Supasita. Supasita. That speech is truly well spoken. So when the Buddha split his Dhamma, when he split his Dhamma, he spread his Dhamma through language, that is the Makati language, right, or Pali language. Okay, language according to the Buddha teaching, language just a conventional truth. Conventional truth here, I mean sammati satcha. Sammati satcha. Language is a social convention, not ultimate reality, not paramatta satcha. It's just sammati satcha. It can evolve and change on time. Two truth in Buddhism. Two truth or two satcha in Buddhism. As you know, conventional truth, samvariti satcha, it is Sanskrit, Pali, sammati satcha. Sammuti satcha or sammati satcha. Everyday language or conventional language. And ultimate truth, paramatta satcha, or paramaratha satcha in Sanskrit. Reality beyond words, like the reality about Nibbana. And the Buddha said, just as a skilled archer aim and arrow. So the wise, the Pandita, the wise direct their words. Okay, the limits and problem of language. Okay, language has many benefits, and very useful. But if we attach to language, the language can obstruct our learning, obstruct our Dhamma practice. Can be the barrier. Language can be the barrier or trap to attain enlightenment, to understand reality, ultimate reality. Language can trap us in conceptual thinking and suffering if we attach to language. The Buddha often answer in negative to avoid linguistic trap. For example, when someone asks him about what is Nibbana, sometimes he silent. He did not answer because the the reality about Nibbana beyond language, beyond words, cannot be spoken. Ignorant people got stuck in words, like an elephant in the mud. Sutta Nipata. Ignorant people are the Pala people in Pali. Ignorant people get stuck in words, attached in language, like an elephant in mud. Language and light speech. Light speech or Samma Vaja. Samma Vaja as one factor of the Noble Eightfold Path, Ariyamakha, is a core part of the Noble Eightfold Path. The criteria for right speech, according to the Buddha, it must true. What we say, it must true, beneficial, spoken at the right time, spoken with goodwill. These are the criteria for right speech. So, as the Buddha said, one should speak or utter pleasant speech that is beneficial. Even wholesome speech should not be uttered untimely. So when we want to speak or utter something, that what we speak should be true, beneficial, at the right time, and with goodwill. Right? These are the criteria for right speech according to Buddhism. Emptiness and language. As I said already, language is just conventional truth or samadhi satya, not paramata satya. Because language created or made by human beings. All sound and meanings are impermanent and empty. The sound when we speak language, we use our sound, and the meaning of the word of the sentence are impermanent and empty. Language is a tool. Language is a tool, not the essence of communication. Recognizing the emptiness of language helps reduce attachment, upadhana, reduce attachment to the words. Okay, language as a part, not the goal. Language as a part, not a goal. The Buddha used language skillfully to guide followers, Savaka, to guide his followers. Ultimate liberation requires direct experience beyond words. So we just speak, we just hear the Dhamma, we just read the Tipitaka, we cannot get enlightenment. We cannot attain enlightenment or liberation. Because the language is just the path, not the goal. We use language to guide the people where the liberation. So if you want to attain enlightenment or liberation, we must practice. We must follow the Dhamma, because the ultimate liberation is beyond the word, beyond the language. Language in Buddhist textual transmission. Early Buddhist texts like the Pali Tipitaka and also the Atthakatha or the commentary were preserved orally, then written in Pali, Sanskrit, Chinese, Tibetan, etc. Translation and adaptation enable Buddhism spread across Asia. Language shape doctrinal interpretation and practice. Right. If you want to understand the Buddha teaching in Pali, for example, in Pali and Sanskrit, we should learn Pali, Sanskrit, and read Pali, Sanskrit, and interpret the essence of the Dhamma within the word, within the sentence, within the passage of the language, the Pali language. Because we use the language, the Pali language, Sanskrit, etc., to transmit or communicate the Buddha teaching. Language in modern Buddhist dissemination. Now we live in digital world, right? Or the AI era. Digital archive and translation make teaching globally accessible. English and other major languages serve as bridges for international Buddhist community. Okay, my last slide. I think the time is running out now. Conclusion. Language is both a tool and a challenge in Buddhist communication. Mindful, compassionate, and truthful speech. Mindful, sati, compassionate, metta, karuna, and truthful satya. Speech is central to the Buddha teaching. The adaptability of Buddhist language has enabled its survival and relevance across culture and era. So this is my speech on the topic language, culture, language, culture, and artificial intelligence AI for sustainability. And also this topic I speak on behalf of the Venerable Rector, Professor Dr. Vacharachi Rajan, Rector of MCU, and my own topic. I assigned to speak the topic role of language in Buddhist communication and dissemination. So today I mix two topics together. So thank you so much. Let me stop my speech now.
Sadhu. Thank you very much, Most Venerable Associate Professor Dr. Panya Vachara Bandit, Vice Rector for Academic Affairs, for being here both as the chief monk to deliver the opening remark and also as an invited speaker. So the topic that he delivered today was on the role of language in Buddhist communication and dissemination of Buddhism, and also the opening remark on languages, cultures, and artificial intelligence for sustainability. So he has concluded both his talk. So without further ado, I would like to open up a small session for the Q&A sessions. If anyone has any questions regarding to his talk, you may kindly raise your hands or turn on your microphones if you want to ask some related questions, but maybe limited questions, maybe one questions to let him clarify if anyone has intention to ask him a question. Please. No questions?
Yes, I have.
Okay,
you-
Ajahn
Can you see
Theravit,
me?
please. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
พระคุณเจ้าที่เคารพพระคุณเจ้าที่เคารพ I have just a small question for you. I would like to know the progress of our Tipitaka translation from Pali to English, because I missed a lot of attendances during the meetings. What is the latest situation พระคุณเจ้าที่เคารพครับ
อาจารย์ theoretic question about the progress of English translation Tipitaka from Thai Pali Tipitaka Yamaratha into English. The project
Yes, sir.
You basically read by the most venerable Papom Vachala Bandit, Professor Dr. Papom Vachala Bandit. Now the progress is quite much. Now we prepare to publish the first book of Vinaya Pitaka, of the first book of Sutta Pitaka, and the first book of Abhidhamma Pitaka. We are preparing. Now we in the step of editing the draft translation.
Thank you very much. ขอบคุณครับพระคุณเจ้าครับขอบคุณครับ
Yeah, Ajahn Theeravit, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Kap Ajahn Dr. Theeravit. So he'll be here for the afternoon session as well. So please be awaited. And our staff has also shared the evaluation form link and also the QR codes for the afternoon sessions. So once again, on behalf of the organizing committee of Language Institute, I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely thank Most Venerable Associate Professor Dr. Pra Panya Vachara Bandit for presiding over the opening ceremony and also delivering a wonderful speech, a valuable talk in the role of language in Buddhist communication and dissemination of Buddhism. Thank you, Most Venerable, for being here today. And without further ado, let's move on to our another speaker. Also, invited speaker from outside the topic will be on the role of artificial intelligence in language education, opportunities and challenges by Associate Professor Dr. Pipop Udon. But before I move on to invite him, may I briefly read his bio? So our next invited speaker is Associate Professor Dr. Pipop Udon. He earned his PhD in marketing from the University of North Carolina at the Chapel Hill. He joined Thammasat University's Department of Marketing and is he used to serve as a vice rector for academic affairs. And previously, he was also dean of the Thammasat Business School. And Associate Professor Dr. Udon is known for his significant research in consumer behavior and lifelong learning, with publications including studies on consumer commitment and academic excellence in marketing education. So without further ado, I would like to turn over the stage to Ajahn Pipop Udon. Sir.
Namaste, Venerable monks, the executive and management of the university, director of the Language Institute, the executive and management of the institute, faculty members, staff, students, and distinguished guests. Good morning to you all. I hope you can hear me clearly. I'm talking with you from Chengdu in China, where I experienced firsthand how AI on the mobile device helped my team communicate with the Chinese locals at the airport, restaurants, and shop. So imagine in a near future, you can talk to anyone in your own language, but everyone will actually hear you in their own language. You can go to an international conference and speak in Thai, but the Chinese would hear you in Chinese. Cambodian would hear you in Cambodian language, and Norwegian would also hear you in their Norwegian language. And you can transform your script of speaking in Pali into an English-speaking script in a heartbeat. So that's the role of AI in our global communication in the very near future. All those are not without cautions. However, that's why my talk with you today will explore three parts: opportunities, challenges, and moving forward. But let me first say that it is a great honor to be with you all today, to speak on a topic that is not only timely, but very transformative. Because the role of AI in the past few years, we have seen AI technology moving into our classrooms and in our daily life. So I'm speaking to you as an educator at Thammasat University, where we have been issued a guideline for using AI in classrooms, in research, in assignment, and in homework, in a sense that we don't ban our students from using them in classroom. We encourage students and faculty members to use AI in their class. And we issue guidelines on what to do and what not to do and how to do it more effectively. So in terms of AI in a specific context of learning language, actually we should talk about languages, meaning that it's not only limited to English, but in any languages across the world. And I can see that there are participants in this conference from all over the country. And I saw one from Boston, in the US as well. So it is a very good opportunity to speak with you all. So let me start with a basic definition of what we mean by AI. When we talk about AI in language education, we basically talking about a system that actually can understand natural language of a human, meaning that we don't have to do coding. We can talk to them using our daily language. And then the AI with the machine learning algorithm would understand what we talk to them. They have the capability to process our speaking and then respond to us, and in a very human-like kind of style. And particularly for the language education and training, they must have an assessment tools to help the learner evaluate their progress in language education. And you can see that a lot of people already use it for their language skills development. You can use, like Duolingo. You can use Google Translate, Grammarly, ChatGPT, and many other tools that are available to use, both for free and for minor fee, meaning that sometimes you have to pay a subscription fee, which is not very expensive at all. So that's the basic understanding of what AI can help us in terms of training or improving our skill in language. Now let's talk about opportunities. I will talk about 5 opportunities and 5 challenges that facing us when we come to use AI in the language education. So let's begin with the opportunities. I think we have to think of AI. If you are a faculty member, AI would be your teaching assistant. AI can be your research assistant. And if you are students, the AI would be your friends, your tutors. And if you are an executive of any institute, the AI could be your speech drafter, could be your editor, could be your assistant, as well as your friends as well. So how do we use AI in the classroom if we are faculty member as well as the management of education institute? First, very important that we can personalize learning at a very large scale, meaning that we can design lessons, practices for each individual students. They don't have to study the same lessons. They don't have to have the same assignments or homeworks. These can be personalized according to their capability in language. Some people are more advanced, some people are less advanced, some people have certain skill with writing, some people are better at speaking and listening. So everyone is so different in terms of their language capability. And AI would help us to design more effectively what would be the lesson learned and the assignments and the homework for each individual students. So everyone can move at their own pace, okay? So people who are good at certain things can move quickly on that without, having to hold them back to wait for their fellow students. So that's the first part. With AI, we can first evaluate the stage of each student and then design the lessons, the path, that they would learn in our class differently. So everybody is not going to be evaluated on the same scale, but rather evaluated by their own progress. That's what we mean by personalized learning in the language. And the second opportunity when we use AI in our language education is that when we can have a 24/7 practice, meaning that the resources would be available to our students 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. They can access it at any time, any places. And these AI have so much patience for them to repeat their mistakes, keeping collecting them, encouraging them to move forward, and students could actually make a really good use of this. Without AI, we cannot provide them with that much resources, but with AI, then they can actually have these tutoring resources for them individually 24/7. The third opportunity for using AI in language education is what we call the immersive and interactive learning environment, in a sense that we can design different situations, we can make them understand the language in a good context, because we don't want them or anyone, not only students, we don't want anyone to study language as a language, but language as a means for communication. So you have to understand the history, the context, the culture, and the daily or lifestyle of the people that you talk to. And with the research capability of AI, we can actually provide that more properly for each and individual students. And the fourth opportunity is that we can provide each learner with an instant feedback, meaning that we can assign them writing assignment, speaking exercise, and any other assignments, and the AI would instantly or immediately give them feedback and guideline for improving. So that's what we can make good of AI. And the last point of the opportunities is about we can actually provide what we call inclusive education for everyone, meaning that even people with disabilities, in terms of their movement, in terms of their seeing, or any people who have less resources, not a lot of money to come to school, we can actually have some online and AI available for their mobile devices, because nowadays mobile devices are getting cheaper and cheaper, and everyone can actually have one. And with that mobile device, they can access to this language training. So those are the major 5 opportunities by starting by personalized learning for every learner, 24/7 access for as a resources. So it's very convenient and it's not limited by time or place. And then we have better design for the immersive environment for the learner. We can have instant feedback, and we can have inclusive environment that everyone who want to study language can actually join. With those opportunities, we also have 5 challenges, not only 5 opportunities, but 5 challenges as well. The first challenge is about over-reliance on AI, and then we could lose the human interaction. And that could be a serious social problem in the future when we rely too much on technology and people interact with technology and ignore human interaction or social interaction. And that could create so many social problems. And we can see several violence in certain countries that are created by this lack of interaction. Because if you interact with technology only, then you lose your empathy for human feeling, to understand others, people, emotion, and how to respond to them more properly. And that's very, very can be very serious issue in the future. And there are research that demonstrated that when we use electronic media and social media, as the rate of using those increase, then the rate of social interaction actually decrease. These 2 interactions are in opposite direction. The more you use social media, the more social media is used in the society, the less social interactions become in the society as well. So that is one thing that we have to keep in mind. The second challenge is about the bias that is built in AI, meaning that when AI would respond efficiently or effectively based on the database, the data that have been feeding to them and train them, and inevitably that sometimes there are bias that built into the AI training. So we have to be aware that sometimes the AI could make a recommendation or suggestion that are not quite in line with the norm or certain culture of certain country or societies. So it is the responsibility of the management and the faculty members to test for the bias and make sure that they make the students aware of that too. The third challenge is about the privacy and surveillance of the data that has been shared or interact with the AI in a system. When their interaction produce huge amount of data, then that those data not only a good source for future research, but also have some privacy issue, especially for when in Thailand we have this PDPA law in effect, then we have to be thinking carefully how we can protect the privacy of the students who has the ownership of that data, and how can we use that data for the public purpose, not for private gain or private benefits. The fourth challenge is also quite important and very close to us, in a sense that how do we actually train or encourage our faculty members to use AI in their class, in their instruction? How do they use those tools more effectively, not just for gimmick, but as a teaching tools for themselves, learning tools for the students that can help everyone moving forward at their own progress. And that is very important, and we can expect each faculty member to explore that on their own. The university and the Language Institute must have some supporting system in place in order to help our faculty members to integrate that the AI into their everyday class. The final challenges is about, when we talk about inclusive, meaning that everyone can have access to this AI help in terms of language learning, but we can see that sometimes we don't want to do what we call reinventing the wheel, meaning that if we already have the applications or the private companies or the startups that provide these resources for language training, instead of developing our own, we can actually collaborate with them, or maybe make some agreement or MOU with them to use their resources for our students. But then we have to think about how do we allocate our budget to that? So how do we make it sustainable, in a sense that where do we get these financial resources to fund for the application that are available to our students? Sometimes we have to charge the students too, but how do we actually make sure that students with limited financial resources can access these resources as well? Sometimes we found students that have really very limited resources, in a sense that even to pay for their own internet fee, sometimes they do not have enough money to pay for that, so they get very slow speed for their access, and that could be the obstacle for their learning using this AI as well. So among those 5 opportunities and those 5 challenges, then we have to think what we can do in order to really make the AI to be a really good part of our language education system for faculty members as well as for students. First, we have to integrate them into the classroom in a very systematic way. And for those to happen, for that to happen, I think it is the responsibility of the university or the institute to issue a guideline on how to use that AI in terms in their class, in their teaching, in their assignment, in their grading even. So everyone can have a better idea of what they can do and what they cannot do in that. And I think we have several examples from overseas, some overseas universities that have experienced these challenges as well. And they already developed several guidelines that how to use AI in their teaching and for students to do their homework and assignments. This is to make sure that they can use it to improve their skills, not to replace their skills. Meaning that if they only rely on AI and use AI for everything, and then they actually do not have better skill in terms of language, and then that would be defeating our purpose of education. So my three final points on how we should move forward. First, we have to keep the human in the center, meaning that we don't just let the student explore AI on their own, practice with AI only, and then even test it with AI. We have to integrate AI in a sense that there are some alternate time when they practice with AI and then they do it face to face with their friends and then with their faculty members and things like that. And we have to decide, let's think of it as inside the classroom and outside the classroom. They can do anything outside their classroom, but inside the classroom or during the semester, we have to make sure that we have human interaction, workshops, and conversations with the students, not just with AI. We have to keep the human in the center. AI have to make human better in terms of their language, in terms of their communication. So this is very important, and the university and the Language Institute not only have to issue a guideline, but like I said, they have to provide supporting system. They could make a center, AI center, to facilitate both students and faculty members, also training faculty member and student how to use it properly. Second thing is that make a policy to allow people with limited resources to access and make use of these AI resources. So if we do that, then we ensure that everyone, either rich or poor, or stay in the city or in the rural areas, can have equal access to these resources to develop their skills for the language. And the last point that I would like to point out is that sometimes we jumped ahead and use AI without a proper knowledge of really what AI is, what AI can do, what are their limitations, and we tend to believe it or use it too easily. So we have to really go back to our basic principle of Kalamasud, where we have to train everyone to rely on their wisdom and not just believe because the AI says so, the teacher says so, and so on. So this is in a sense, I meant what we should do is that we have to have a basic AI literacy course for our freshmen, especially the new coming students in their first year, to educate them about what AI is, what AI can do, and what should be aware of, should be cautious that the could be the danger that come with AI. And I'm not talking about only the students, but also the alumni of our university and also the adult learner who come for AI training at the university as well. So we have to serve not only the freshmen that come from high school, but also the adult learners who come to university for their upskill and reskills, especially in the language training. So in my conclusion, I would like to stress that AI is not a magic solution, but it can be a very, very powerful and useful assistant for both faculty members, for students, and for everyone who know how to use it. So you have to make use of it and really know how to use it. And in the future, like I said, the power of AI would create an environment where we can communicate with everyone in our own language, but they would hear it in their own language and respond it in their own language, but we would hear it in our language as well. That's what we call instant translation that gonna be happen very soon. But with that technology advancements moving that fast, it's even more dangerous for us to have what we call a miscommunication, because you can talk to people without understanding their culture, their history, their value in the society, their lifestyle. So we have to make sure that we embed it in our curriculum, or the students, the AI have to help them understand the historical roots of each country, nations, or culture, and make sure that they communicate with a firm understanding of the context of the culture of who they talk to, because otherwise then AI would not be helpful, but rather harmful to their development of the skills. So with that conclusion, I would like to thank everyone for joining this session, and thank you. Major thanks to the Language Institute for allowing me to be part of this international conference, and thank you so much.
Satu, and thank you very much, Ajahn Associate Professor Dr. Pipop Uddon from Thammasat University. Thank you for Dr. Pipop for your thought-provoking talk and the highlighting both the potentials and ethical considerations of using AI in education. And it was a really valuable talk, and I believe that the participants also got some key points about using AI and its ethical consideration. But thank you very much for delivering your talk in the role of AI, artificial intelligence in language education, opportunities and challenges. Thank you very much, Ajahn Pipopudon. Right now he's in China as well. He's live from China. Thank you once again. So
Bhante,
this
Bhante,
is the
Bhante.
end of the morning session. But before we leave, I kindly request all the participants to kindly do the evaluation form that our staff has already sent in the message. Also, I forgot to ask everyone, if there are any questions related to this session, I kindly ask
Yes,
you to
Bhante.
please raise your hands.
Bhante, I have a question.
Of course, Ajahn. Dr. Thirawit, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, Bhante. Thank you very much, Dr. Pipop, for your very valuable and very insightful presentation. You are now in China and you graduated from the USA. Okay, I would like to know your ideas about the AI application or advancement in China in comparison with the US AI. You have any ideas about that? Which one is more advanced, or they are in tough competition or something? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Thirawit. It's a very good question. I actually have very limited knowledge to compare between China AI and also the development in the US. But from what I experienced, the Chinese is really serious about moving forward with this AI capability. But I think it's a Chinese style where they kept their development a secret and not to share too much until they really like success, and they would just like booming into the market. And we can see that they have a lot of infrastructure to support the startups in technology. A lot of them, young Chinese, they aim to be startups, and that's why we can see a lot of unicorns, tech unicorn in China now today. Even the number exceeded the startup in the US already. But in terms of AI, I apologize, I don't have much information.
I think China has a lot of AI geniuses or wizards.
I agree.
Right? Like Alexander Wang and Jin Huang, and all of these people are great. And in America, they have Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and things like that. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Pipop, for your clarifications and some knowledge from you. I thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, excuse me, sir. I have some question.
Okay, thank you very much, Ajahn Dr. Thirawit. We have one more question from Ajahn Prakru Pariyat Samothan. Okay,
Yes,
Ajahn. Yes.
Yes. Excuse me, sir. I am Prakru Pariyat Samothan, doctor from Nakhon Ratchasima campus. So I have followed on your talk about the AI. It's much very important, like everyone we know now in the present. So I would like to ask about how can we identify the AI most believable for our academic writing, and many the lecture or the academic, the teacher, we have confidence that AI can improve our writing, anything, and even our activities in every day. So some say AI make the full list of people. Some agree and some not agree, like that, sir. So what should we make confident for our develop the global at the present, sir? I have this question.
Thank you, Namaskar, ท่านพระครู from Nakhon Ratchasima. This is actually my hometown. I was born in Nakhon Ratchasima too. Thank you for your question, and it's very important. And I think so many people have the same question as Tan Prakru asked, and there is no clear future of the AI in terms of doing just that. So what we can be sure for now is that whatever we want to do, we can certainly use AI to help us, whether teaching, whether research, we can always use them to help, not to do it, not to replace us, not to do it instead of doing us. So, and that creates two problems. Sometimes people want to see, well, which is your authentic work, or it is completely done by AI. What is your contribution? And that's what I said earlier, that we must have a guideline and tools. For example, we ask them to actually clarify. If you use AI in your work, it's okay, but you have to clarify that what do you do in order to use AI? What is your AI part and how you use it? And there are a way to verify that as well, because in the overseas university now, they can actually examine the paper, whether or not how much come from the AI writing and things like that. So I think we should encourage everyone to do it, but we have to also evaluate their originality, their development, and their advancement. So my suggestion would be, if we talk about writing, then we have to use oral examination or communication for that as well. But I think we must always encourage people to use AI in their work, because it always improve your efficiency, make you do a lot of work in a very short time, and you can always make it better. And even though you are a really good communicator already, but then if you use AI, you can even go further for that. So my recommendation is encourage everyone to use, and with a guidance and also a way to examine the authenticity of the work, whether or not they have their contribution to the work.
Oh, thank you very much. So because now we can see the many library in our university also, no any reader now. Very few the student or even lecturer will have to read on the books. So they all follow all the AI, or they will search from the Google AI like that, sir.
Okay, that's true.
So thank you for your give the good view and your explanation, sir.
ครับนมัสการครับ
Right. Thank you very much, Ajahn Prakru Pariyat Samothan, for asking the questions. Any questions? Any more questions? If not, then the MC will end this morning's session. So once again, thank you very much, Ajahn Dr. Pipop Udon, for being here and
ครับขอบ
delivering
คุณทุกท่าน
a
ครับ
thought-provoking talk for today about AI. Thank you very much. And yes, so let's end this morning session. But before we do that, I kindly like to share the QR code for the afternoon session, right? So if any presenters are there in this room now, I hope you have already received the email about which rooms you are going to present your papers, right? There will be 4 rooms altogether. We have 4 sub-themes: for English, for communication and propagation of Buddhism, and sub-theme 2, innovative strategies in English language teaching and learning, will be in this room as well. So the first QR code, Zoom room 1, is for 2 rooms, 2 sub-themes, and another 2 sub-themes, AI and digital innovation in language teaching, language education, and for multiculturalism and mutual understanding for peaceful coexistence, will be in another Zoom, which will be Zoom room 2. So I have shared the QR codes for both the rooms. I hope you check your announcement list and check which rooms are you in, and you can save this picture for yourself. And also for those who are interested to listen in these topics, you can join in for the afternoon session. The afternoon session will start around 12:30 p.m. Right? Until then, we'll meet you again in this Zoom room. And one more thing, I kindly request everyone to kindly evaluate the survey form that the staff has sent, right? You can check your message, the chat box from the Zoom, and please evaluate yourself to receive the participation certificate once you have done it. Your participation certificate will be sent to your email after the seminar is over, right? After the certificate has been done. So if there is there any questions regarding to this afternoon sessions, you may ask. If not, we will end this morning session. Thank you very much. So see you at 12:30 p.m.
Excuse me, sir. One second, sir.